Guys, thanks so much for stopping by. So today we'll be doing another book review, and this is entitled The Duke and I. This is the first book of the Bridgertons series, and if you've heard of that name, it's because there is a show called Bridgerton, and that is based on this book series. This is written by Julia Quinn. I'm going to give you information from goodreads.com, and then we're going to go from there. So, also, before we forget, I hope you enjoy my review. You're going to hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. All my social media accounts in the description section, so do check that out. So this is rated 3.85 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It says, The Duke and I is a romance set in the Regency era. That's usually like a period or historical kind of genre, just in case you don't know. In the ballrooms and drawing rooms of Regency London, rules abound. From their earliest days, children of aristocrats learn how to address an earl and curtsy before a prince, while other dictates of the ton are unspoken yet universally understood. A proper duke should be imperious and aloof. A young, marriageable lady should be amiable, but not too amiable. Just so you know, if you don't know, because I actually didn't know in the beginning, ton was like, is like the society of these types of people, titled people, aristocrats essentially in this period of time. That was what they were called. Daphne Bridgerton has always failed at the latter. The 4 of 8 siblings in her close-knit family, she has formed friendships with the most eligible young men in London. Everyone likes Daphne for her kindness and wit, but no one truly desires her. She is simply too deuced honest for that. I'm dyslexic. 2, unwilling to play the romantic games that captivate gentlemen. Amiability is not a characteristic shared by Simon Basset, Duke of Hastings. Recently returned to England from abroad, he intends to shun both marriage and society, just as his callous father shunned Simon throughout his painful childhood. Yet an encounter with his best friend's sister offers another option. If Daphne agrees to fake courtship, Simon can deter the mamas who parade their daughters before him. Daphne, meanwhile, will see her prospects and her reputation soar. The plan works like a charm at first, but amid the glittering, gossipy, cutthroat world of London's elite, there is only one certainty: love ignores every rule. So the genres is belong to romance, historical fiction, Regency adult, Regency romance, chick lit. And I wasn't aware of this. This was published back in 2000. I had no idea. I don't think I've read like adult books in 2000. I think I've only started to read certain books in the past, I would say 10 years. 5 to 10. Yeah, 5 to 10. For sure. So just to let you know, I did watch the show. And I did watch the show first before I read the book. And I do love the show as a show, and I did make a review on that one, and I do love this book as the book. It's very, very different. There's certain things that are very similar, and I do wish that they added Daphne's relationship with Colin more in the show. I wish they emphasized that a little bit, or they showed it more. So that's that. That's a little bit of a spoiler, I suppose, for this particular situation. I'm just saying, if you're a big fan of the show, for how the show is, and you want to read the book, I would really suggest have an open mind with this, because it's very, very different. It's very, very different. The things are like, they changed so much. So, if you're the type of person, like you're a book slayer like I am, sometimes because the film or show is based on the book, sometimes that can get me like a little frustrated, because I would really have loved, what was in the book to be portrayed on screen, but sometimes it's very hard to translate that because, you know, being a book reader and being a bookworm, book slayer, there's just so much more detail in a book that can be a little bit harder to translate for on screen. So I do love this as is, and I do love the show version as the show version. This was like really funny. The show was a lot more like sexier, steamier. This is not very I would say the show is actually more erotic and sexual and sensual. This is kind of like hinty, kind of not very graphic, but funnier. I mean, the show is also funny, but this one is like much funnier versus that. So that's why I'm trying to say is like it's very different. This is, you know, this is where the show was based on. It's very different, but it's a gem on its own. And I think this is the first ever historical book I've ever read. I've never read anything historical, maybe historical fiction or historical romance or historical suspense. Or, it doesn't matter. I am not interested in historical. It's just not very interesting to me. It's just frustrating to read anything historical for me due to a lot of laws and politics back then. So it's I read to enjoy and relax. I don't read to get upset. So anyway, yeah, if you are interested in something like this, like one of those historical romance, especially with aristocrats and this kind of topic, this is definitely a read. It's definitely worth the time. I actually devoured this book pretty quickly. I think if I wasn't very busy, I probably would have read this book within a day. But I was very, very busy. It took me a few days to do that. And well worth the read. I give it a 2 thumbs up, and I do give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you guys have suggestions on this type of writing and this type of book, but not really historical, let me know down in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys all the time. If you've read this book, you've watched the show, you want to compare them, let me know. I want to know how you feel about that. Do you like the show better? Do you like the book better? Do you like them equally but separate in the same time? Just let me know. I love hearing from you guys all the time. So always feel free to do comments on any of my videos because I love hearing from you guys. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.